guys, this is the last week of January. It is a Monday, and I'm going to go through everything that's sold on eBay this week to give you guys an idea of things to look out for, things that can make you some profit. So let's get started here with this first one here. This is a Navy SEAL video game for the PC from 1989. You'd have to have a pretty old computer to run this bad boy. This I sold for $9.99, brand new and sealed. I had gotten this at Goodwill bins. I think it's got like a floppy disk or something in it. So it didn't weigh a whole lot at all. So this was pretty decent profit. The next item that's sold is Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants. This was a stuffy that was in the Goodwill bins. So again, super small, super light, sold for $10.99. It sold just a few days after I posted it, so that was a pretty good sale actually. These items here, they were hair color cream. I'd gotten a bunch of them at Walmart in the clearance area for $1 a piece. Tried them, they didn't really do a whole lot, so I was like, well, other people look like they want them. So I put them up on here. So this would have been $4 worth. I sold for $12.49. And I think it ended up being a little on the heavier side. So I think I either broke even or maybe lost a little on this. I did have them much higher, listed much higher. But I always knock down prices over time to move stuff. And this got down to $12.49. Honestly, I should have just pulled it and used them or sold them at my garage sale. I probably would have made more money. Here we have some Maxell cassette tapes. These were brand new and sealed. I got a handful of these in the Goodwill bins. So super lightweight, sold for $9.99. I had them up for maybe a few weeks. And I think I had them a little higher initially. So I think I price dropped them, but nothing too exciting on these. I do have a lot of like 30 something cassette tapes, brand new sealed, but they're all different brands, and I've got those listed, I think, over $100 right now. Had them for a little while. I just keep knocking the price down and find that sweet spot. The next item that sold is a Build-A-Bear. This was actually one of my daughter's older Build-A-Bears. So he, could have been in better condition. I didn't put excellent condition on this. Made sure to take plenty of photos. But this was her plushie named Daisy. I mean, so creative. But this is a Build-A-Bear, older Build-A-Bear, and this sold pretty quickly actually for $10.49. I love me some Scentsy Buddies. These things always sell. Sometimes you find them with the scent pack. This one was in the bin, so super lightweight, still had the tag on it, and inside was a love story scent pack. So I listed this as brand new with a scent pack, and I think it sold 3 days later for $21.99. Considering this was super lightweight, that was an awesome deal. Next item that sold on eBay this week is a Sanrio Hello Kitty plush. I got two of these. I got a denim one and one that's a pink gingham. I had them listed maybe a week. This one sold. I did let them know that if they're interested in the pink gingham one, I would give them a deal on the second one and ship them together, but I never heard back. So I just went ahead and shipped this out. And so yeah, $19.99. It was a plushie I got at Goodwill. So that was pretty decent profit. Anything Hello Kitty, though, tends to do pretty well. During my thrifting, during the local thrift store's half-off day, I did pick up some men's extra large clothing. That was really nice, decent brands. So this one sold. Greg Norman, I actually sell pretty regularly without a problem. I think I paid like $1.50 for this. Sold for $12.99. Wasn't up for very long, so it was pretty decent. And you've got to love some Vineyard Vines. I could sell this stuff all day long. This was another clothing purchase I got on half-off day at the thrift store. Maybe paid $2 for it. It didn't sit for very long. It's a lightweight hoodie with like a little pocket, and then Vineyard Vines on the side with the whale on the back. So this was a good buy, good sell. Vineyard Vines, though, it's a pretty good deal typically when you find it for cheap and they sell. These reptile light bulbs I got at the local bin store, or Amazon store anyway. They were completely fine, weren't broken or anything. They were $1 a pop, so I paid $6. By the time I shipped it, I think shipping ended up being like $12. So I didn't do too hot on these. You win some, you lose some, but I probably broke even or maybe made $1 or $2 on this. This was an interesting buy. I had found these cards, IED awareness playing cards, in the bins. I don't know. They were just weird enough to buy. Nobody had them for sale. They hadn't sold. So I was like, oh, okay, let's put this up. It was up for maybe 3 or 4 months, and somebody bought it for $9.99. This is another item that sold on eBay this week. I was a little bummed that it sold so low. I think if it was an adult shirt, it would have done well. But it's a vintage The Rock WWF shirt for boys. It was a size 8. So yeah, this was obviously older, considering most kids that know The Rock now know him from movies and not WWF. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for this. I did have it listed way more because nobody else had one listed. None had sold, so it was rare enough to throw it up. And over time, I knocked down the price, and it finally sold at $9.99. So I probably broke even on this one. Next item that's sold is a Leapfrog game system, just like the little book that you open up and you push the buttons. This, I want to say I got at a local kids consignment store, and they had all their toys and plushies for like for $1. So I probably paid a quarter for this. It was a little heavier. I still don't think it was above Ground Advantage. So I made a couple bucks off this. This was another shirt that I got during my thrift store's half off day. I want to say it was like $3, so I paid $1.50. Under Armour 2XL shirt, polo, great shape. Sold pretty quick actually. This Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 1 DVD set sold this week. This I picked up in the Goodwill bins. It was sealed, brand new, and it was up for just a few days and sold for $19.99, and then I shipped it media mail. So this was a good find, good buy, good sell. And here we have the Queen Bee LOL Surprise plush. It was about 13 inches. It was a decent sized plush and in great shape, had the clothes, no stains. This sold relatively quickly at $15.99. Got this in the Goodwill bin, so it was lightweight, didn't pay a whole lot, so this was a decent purchase for me. Next item that sold this week is some Fisher-Price Pika blocks. These and the roll-around balls I will buy pretty regularly. This I sold for $9.99. It wasn't a super huge profit on these. I typically do lot them up with more and sell like a big box of them, and they do well. I think I had these listed. I was just trying to move some stuff, so I should have waited till I had more, or I could have just pulled them and then waited till I collected more and then relist. So, but these do sell well. These were out around like 2006-ish when my daughter was little, and that's how I knew that they're older, and obviously they don't make them anymore. So people tend to look for things like that on eBay. I got several of these candles at local thrift store on half off day. I want to say I paid $4 for them. I did keep a few, and then I decided to sell the rest. This was a blueberry candle, very highly scented. Slatkin and Company is the same as Bath and Body Works, so good quality. I had never heard of the Homeworks brand though, so maybe these were older. No idea, but sold for $19.99. Did end up being over a pound, I think, once I put bubble wrap and everything to make sure it made it. So I didn't make huge profit on it, but it wasn't a waste of my time either. Another item that sold on eBay was a lot of wallflowers. They were 2 of the plugins and 3 refill items. The ones were brand new, the refills, and the actual burners are used. Snowflake and some Christmas lights, and they did light up. So those sold for $22.49. I typically pick these up at garage sales and just kind of lot them up. This one seemed appropriate, snowflake, Christmas lights. And then I'm trying to think what the scents were on this one. I think this one was black raspberry vanilla, and I'm not sure what the other scent is on that one. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Mahogany apple. So yeah, so those sold for $22.49. And I think I picked some of these up at garage sales for like $1 or less. Build-A-Bear clothes, guys. Build-A-Bear. I also made sure, because I did have a Hello Kitty shorts in here, I made sure to put that in the title. And I think that helped this sell. So this lot here went for $27.99. It was super lightweight. These were all things found in the bins, the Goodwill bins. So $1.67 a pound. I paid kind of next to nothing, and it sold for $27.99. This here was loose without a box in my local Amazon return bin store. I went on Dollar Day and found this. It was in a bin with a bunch of other stuff, and it was completely intact, not broken, not chipped, anything. It's a Disney Showcase collection. It's the number 6. I'm assuming it looks like it was, if you see the hooks there, looks like it's like a train, so maybe each age the kid gets one. This one, so I listed this. I had 2 watchers kind of right off the bat, and then a few days later it sold. So this was a really good buy, and this was without the box. So not everyone wants the box. These here sold this week. It's a lot of 4 Oscar de la Renta ties. I think some of them are a little bit more on the antique side or vintage side. But I had these all listed separately at one point. They were just kind of sitting, so I lotted them up, $9.99. If I remember correctly, these were in a find at one of my thrift stores that was selling ties for 5 for $1. They had like 2 big totes of them. So I didn't pay a whole lot, so I still came out ahead with this one. And last but not least, another Greg Norman shirt. This one's a 2XL. It did not go to the same person that bought the other one. So yeah, this was excellent used condition, no tags on this, 2XL. Greg Norman always sells. I never have a problem with him. This sold for $12.99. I got this at a thrift store on half off day. Probably paid a couple bucks. So this was decent. And I mean, I posted it not too long ago, so it did turn around pretty quick. So that is all I've got today. I'm going to go ahead and get to the storage unit, pack these up, and get them out the door. So I will see you guys next week with what sells this following week. Thanks. Have a good one, guys.